Okay, moving on. Stacy Padula is an author inspiring the next generation of young adults with her novels. As the pandemic pushes education online, Stacy is helping teens navigate the changing world. It's great to have her on Ticker News. Welcome in. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, first of all, why do you write for a young adult audience in particular? Where did this all begin?
So it's going to sound probably pretty strange, but it started when I was really young. So as a child, I was an avid reader, and I read a lot of books before entering high school that would be about high school. So I would know socially what to expect.
Right.
And then when I got to high school, I realized that those books had painted like a fantasy picture. It wasn't realistic. And I thought kids deserved realistic books that would really prepare them for the social battles that they were going to face in high school, the bullying, the substance abuse, the rumors, everything that happens. And the books I had read had done me a disservice because they didn't cover those topics. So I actually started writing the first draft of my very first book when I was a young teenager. And I was in high school and I wrote the first draft of three of my books that are published today when I was that age. And then after college, when I had time, I found those books and I said, wow, this was written by someone who was right in the mix of it. I bet if I edited these, added in some bits of wisdom, and started working on bringing this to fruition, these could really help some kids. Definitely, at
Right.
least help prepare kids before high school.
Okay.
So that was sort of how the journey started. And then it's continued on now for the last, 10, 15 years.
So, what sort of topics or messages are in your book series, and what feedback have you had in terms of kids in particular, young adults? What sort of messages do they receive from reading your books?
So I have two different book series that are published now, and I have a third one on the way. Both of the book series that are out, which is Gripped and Montgomery Lake High, both of them send a message on the importance of figuring out who you are and not changing who you are because of the social pressures around you. So it really shows the importance of finding out what your gifts, your talents, your strengths are, finding security and confidence in that, and being true to yourself. It also helps kids learn the pitfalls of substance abuse. I write a lot about drug use in my books, drugs that are prevalent amongst teens, and just how easy it is to get gripped into those substances, even with innocent intentions. And I help kids learn what the signs are of abuse, how to avoid that, what the consequences are, and then better ways to fulfill your time.
Yeah, great. I think it's a really natural, organic way for kids to learn about some of these things, rather than teachers sort of telling them what to do or mentors, reading books. It's sort of a really natural way, I think, to learn in some ways. Just to finish, you've also got your own publishing company. Tell us a bit more about this.
Yeah, so after being traditionally published and dealing with just all the red tape with that, I, in 2019, decided to start my own publishing company to make it a little bit easier for authors to get published. I mean, I had to get an agent, I had to jump through hoops, to get my first book published. And I have my 10th and 11th book are on the way now. So I've learned a lot over, these last, I think it's been 11 years. And I wanted to apply that to make it easier for authors to get their messages out there. So I offer a sliding scale of different contracts. So authors are not locked into the 10% royalty standard. I allow authors to pick contracts that work for them. They
Right.
don't need to go to an agent to submit, make it a lot easier for the authors, just from what I've learned from being in their shoes.
Awesome. Really love the chat, Stacey. Thanks so much for your time. If we want to learn a bit more, where can we head?
My Instagram is at author_Stacy Padula, and my website is www.stacyapadula.com or teenreads.org.
Awesome stuff. We'll talk again soon. Enjoy your day, okay?
Thank you, you too.